Vatra, a unique, cutting-edge, eco-friendly, universal fire retardant and extinguishing solution. Developed in conjunction with the Tesla Technology Group, who have state-of-the-art facilities and more depth and breadth in science and technology resources than any products company in the world. Almost all of the existing fire extinguishing or retarding agents are environmentally unfriendly and pose many health hazards to humans. As the world increasingly searches for environmentally friendlier solutions in all fields of industry and in the home, Vatra offers a 100% organic fire solution, as kind to the environment as it is to the humans that operate in it, but devastatingly effective. When applied correctly, Vatra is groundbreaking in extinguishing and even preventing these classes of fires. Class A: solid organic substances such as wood, paper, rubber and plastic. To demonstrate the effectiveness of Vatra, the following tests were staged using structural pine timber and car tires. Timber Stack A consists of mixed sizes of timber sprayed with Vatra solution. Stack B: the timber was dipped in Vatra solution. Stack C: the timber went untreated. All three stacks were ignited with the use of petroleum, but after a few minutes, it's clear that Stack A and B do not burn as intensely, and the fire actually dies out without any intervention. Stack C continues to burn until it is extinguished with Vatra solution. Both stacks of car tires were untreated and demonstrate the effectiveness and cooling action of Vatra solution versus water. Enter Fireman 1, attempting to extinguish the fire with water. Note his distance from the flames. Enter Fireman 2, who can immediately walk straight up to the fire and extinguish it in a matter of minutes due to the revolutionary cooling effect of the Vatra solution. Following on from the car tire test, we made use of thermal imaging to demonstrate the very noticeable cooling effect that Vatra has on the tire stack inferno. Once again, water was used to douse the flames with little to no effect on extinguishing the flames, and no notable reduction to the temperature, as is evident in the thermal images where the average temperature is as high as 600 degrees centigrade. After a short pause to allow the flames to build in intensity, Vatra solution is used to extinguish the flames much more effectively. The fireman is able to get close enough to spray the Vatra solution into the heart of the fire. The thermal imaging shows line 4 depicting a cross-section of the fire to be on average between 400 and 500 degrees centigrade. A few minutes after dousing the flames with Vatra solution, the temperature drops to between 200 and 300 degrees centigrade, enabling the fireman access to the fire, and it is then extinguished effectively. In the second test, we demonstrate the effectiveness of the Vatra solution versus a conventional fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher made very little impact on controlling or dousing the flames, whereas the Vatra solution extinguishes and cools the burning tire stacks within minutes, using less than 150 liters of the solution. Class F fires, which are classified as edible oils and fats for cooking and baking, are very often the most challenging fires to extinguish. Vatra is totally unique from other fire extinguishing devices and acts much faster and efficiently, leaving the extinguished surface or area clean. Many homeowners are not aware of the dangers of leaving cooking oil unattended. Depending on the variety of cooking oil, the auto ignition point can be between 400 to 435 degrees Celsius. To demonstrate the dangers of dousing oil fires with water, the following tests were staged. Cooking oil was heated to auto ignition point, and water was used in an attempt to extinguish the flames, which resulted in a small timber dwelling exploding into an uncontrollable inferno. This could be a very dangerous and costly mistake for a homeowner to make. The inferno was effectively extinguished with a Vatra solution. In the second oil test, we demonstrate how the Vatra mini canister effectively and safely douses the flames produced when cooking oil auto-ignites. Vatra not only comes in liquid form, but also in powder form and in the handheld canisters and the Vatra powder detonator, or the VPD. The Vatra powder detonator's effectiveness was demonstrated in a small, closed timber dwelling. A stack of dry timber was set alight with the assistance of petroleum and allowed to burn intensely inside the dwelling. The fireman enters the dwelling and places the VPD next to the blaze and triggers it. The VPD releases an organic powder and extinguishes the fire effectively. Looking at the thermal images, you can see the immediate cooling effect the powder has on the surrounding dwelling as it becomes blue. And after a few minutes, the blaze is extinguished. The canister itself also glows in a blue color, but is surrounded in red, indicating that the detonator has deployed. Other classes of fires for which Vatra is also an effective extinguisher are Class B, flammable and combustible liquids such as petroleum, gasoline, kerosene, grease and oil made from petroleum as well as alcohol fuels. Class C, flammable gases. Class D, combustible metals such as magnesium and titanium. Class E, electrical appliances and devices. Vatra is extremely useful in preventing and extinguishing large forest fires and other plant material. Ground vegetation and dried plant remains treated with Vatra becomes non-flammable for several months in the absence of continuous rain. In the event of a forest or veld fire, Vatra is also much more effective than water in dousing the fire. The terrain on which Vatra was applied will remain fire resistant for long enough to prevent a residual fire, making it an invaluable tool in the fight against winter fires in the Cape and for local farmers. In accordance with Section 12(1) of the National Veld and Forest Fire Act, landowners are required to prepare fire breaks on their side of the boundary, where there is a reasonable risk of veld fire. The Vatra solution can be a valuable tool in preparing and containing fire breaks. To demonstrate the effectiveness of spraying Vatra solution on dry veld grass, we demarcated the section of grass that went untreated versus the dry grass sprayed with Vatra solution. As seen, the untreated grass was highly flammable, and the grass sprayed with Vatra solution was left virtually untouched by the flames, and the fire died out without any intervention. In the second test, 2 dry grass-thatched structures were ignited with petroleum. The thatched structure on the right was completely dipped in Vatra solution, including the underlying pine timber structure, whereas the thatch on the left was left untreated. The treated thatch structure repelled the flames, while the untreated thatch structure was quickly engulfed in flames. Vatra solution was then used to extinguish the fire effectively and quickly. When the timber and grass used to construct a thatched roof or structure are dipped in Vatra solution, they become virtually impenetrable to fire. Spraying an already completed thatch structure with Vatra solution also forms an effective barrier against fire. Vatra is an extremely effective retardant for natural porous materials such as all types of timber and timber products, including doors, windows, log homes, flooring, ceiling and cork oak products. Also of all types of wrapping paper and specifically cardboard, which, when impregnated with Vatra, becomes non-flammable. Similarly, Vatra can be applied to natural thread textiles, such as floor and wall paneling, also heavy curtains in hotels and offices. As the thermal images indicate, when natural material such as timber is treated with Vatra solution, the timber itself remains cool, as indicated by the blue color, and the fire dies out very quickly without any intervention. Vatra, the ultimate fire barrier.